Please don't quit your job. And if you're struggling, go find some stable income. I'm just thinking out loud. I've been seeing a rise of influencers that have now figured out the fact that they didn't actually build anything sustainable. They built large audiences, they were able to make a little bit of money, but they didn't realize that they actually need to build a business around their creative endeavors. As an influencer, as a content creator, whatever we want to title ourselves, as people that are making money from social media by showing up, delivering content, selling our own products and services, we have to do it as a business. So many people online have said to other influencers and creators, hey, go ahead and quit your job. And now you can spend more time creating the content. You can spend more time developing your videos or editing those pictures or doing some of the editing yourself and saving a little bit of money that you were spending from your job over to an editor. Like, come on. Let's be real here. We are in 2025 at the time of this video. The economy is up and down. It's shaky. People are reserved in what they're spending on. So we've seen even our content on YouTube, like the numbers just decline. If you don't plan for all of these scenarios as a business, like with the business mind, then you're going to walk yourself into a bad situation. Just because you're making some money right now, it may not be coming in next month. So if you're not looking at how you can create sustainable revenue over time, then you really need to do a little bit deep dive into yourself. That's one of the reasons I love community and bouncing ideas off people in my mastermind, is because we're constantly thinking about how do we stay relevant and how do we sustain the income needed to keep going. I was having this conversation with them, and one of the things I noticed was in 2020, like I met a lot of new people, particular people that were like techies like me, people that had an interest in live streaming. They were teaching other people how to live stream, how to use video, how to set up home studios, all of the same types of things that a lot of my content on my main channel was talking about. But now, right now, I don't see those same people creating content. And it's simply because we've kind of gone back to what prior to 2020 looked like. So that type of content isn't as relevant right now. It's still important. People still are upgrading their studios. Even I redesigned this studio space, but I know how to do that. Like, that's my gift. And people that have gone back to their jobs and no longer in the house all day, they aren't sitting behind a camera necessarily trying to create content to sustain themselves. They either never had an interest to begin with, or life is just happening and they're trying to sustain life and sustain being a family person. And that's perfectly fine. So as someone that is creating content, you need to figure out, how do I wrap a business around this? Maybe that's creating a product, developing a product, or maybe that's partnering with a company and doing long-term brand deals, not just the, hey, we'll send you a product and you give us a video and we'll pay you a couple $100s. No, like long-term sustainable revenue coming in, so that, okay, eventually you do get to that place where you can walk away from your job. But in a lot of cases, a lot of us can keep our jobs and create content on the side. You don't need a bunch of time to create content. If you actually take time and plan out what you want to create and have a more systematic approach, you can actually do this. This is what I've been teaching. These are the frameworks I've been teaching, is how to do this without burning out, how to do this without losing your family. Like, I actually like spending time with my family. I even right now, I used to spend like hours, even after the traditional 9 to 5, still working on content. But I put boundaries in place where I limit how much time I put into content creation. So that requires me to be more focused, more dialed in when I'm creating. No longer are the days of like endless scrolling to just scroll, or just scrolling on TV. Most of us, we scroll on social media, but we're also scrolling on TV. We're wasting a lot of time that we can use to put into the ideation of what we want to create. So when we do have that little time to create content, we can actually just get it done. At the time of recording this video, I've literally recorded 3 videos ahead of this. So I have content ready to go all the time. So It's just me. Hope this helps you as I'm just thinking out loud.